Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing our trek in Glacier National Park with a hike to Grinnell Lake in the Many Glacier area. We are picking up the hike partway through as we are passing Lake Josephine, and we are making our way around Lake Josephine to Grinnell Lake. This is a super awesome hike in what is our favorite part of the park, the Many Glacier area. We had the chance today to be with my sister, Kara. She is one of the park rangers in this area, and she was on a trail roam, and so we went along with her this day. You can see there are all types of terrain on this hike. We got to go across this boardwalk here that took us across some of this marshy area at the end of Lake Josephine as we're making our way around, and it was just super cool to be in different areas, go through wooded areas, the marshy area, some pretty heavily vegetated areas, and just really neat to be out. This was a hike that we decided to do. Again, my sister was headed out on a work day, and so we went with her. And you can see just beautiful scenery everywhere you look. Here's a tree that had fallen over. You can see the shallow root system. It was super cool to see that, how it had just lifted the root system completely out of the ground. And here was a suspension bridge.
I've got it
If you've never walked across a suspension bridge, it's an adventure, let's just say that. It got to shaking pretty bad as I was going across. I did not have the technique down. But as we made our way across, this was just another cool feature.
Casey has been drinking a little bit on the trail.
I'm trying to do what Kara told me to do.
She's gotten a little tipsy.
No, she had not been drinking, I promise.
What did she tell you to do?
She did one foot in front of the other, not sideways.
But it was super fun to try our hand at getting across this bridge without making it shake too bad. Claire did a much better job than Casey or I did. She followed Ranger Kara's instructions better than we did. So as we made our way over the suspension bridge, we made our way just a little bit further, and we had made our trek to Grinnell Lake, and we had completed that particular hike. So we made our way around these last few sections across the final boardwalk here, and you can see there in the distance Grinnell Lake. And it was super cool to be there and to get to just, we didn't stay long because we were kind of in a hurry, but we did watch this bird right here that was flying around, and we got to watch it kind of soar around in the air for a while, and I was waiting patiently for it to do what it does, and finally we got to see it. It took the dive down and scooped up a fish and took off. So it was pretty cool to be able to see nature in action. After that, we made our way back, and we were considering just going straight back with my sister. She had to get back actually to take a lasagna out of the oven that was for dinner that night. But we decided, we made our way, we started off the hike. We were headed back with her and back across the suspension bridge here. And then as we made our way, we kind of called an audible, changed things up a little bit, and you'll see why we diverted here momentarily. Alright, so we made our way past the breakoff for Hidden Falls, and we are coming back. We decided we wanted to go see Hidden Falls, so here we are, headed back up. We came back for a detour. So Hidden Falls was a nice little diversion and a nice little side trek detour. Nothing spectacular, but I would definitely take the short hike to it if you're on this trail. We enjoyed getting to see it. It was a little bit uphill, not too bad, but then we were back on the trail and headed back to complete the hike. This is an out and back hike. You can do it as somewhat of a loop trail, but it doesn't take you, there's not a lot of extra scenery. So I recommend the out and back, but you can always choose to divert at this point right here where we almost went the wrong way.
You don't think to do. You want to go that way.
Sounds good.
But that's the glacier.
So we started out headed the wrong way, and then I'm like, no, I think we need to go this way. And sure enough, the other way would have taken us back to the Many Glacier Hotel, which is a beautiful spot. It would have taken us on the opposite side of Lake Josephine, and then it would have taken us down also the opposite side of Swift Current Lake. But we chose to go back the way that we had come, back through the hike that we had already done. So we are headed back that way. And this gives you a chance to see just some of the different terrain that you get to see. Obviously, terrain is a stretch when you're walking across a boardwalk, but Lake Josephine is beautiful from wherever you're walking. As we continue on, you'll see some of the heavily vegetated areas like this that you get to walk through. This was a pretty cool little spot. Again, to me, every hike in Glacier National Park is 100% about the views that you're seeing.
All right, so we're just over 6 miles in. We're on our return. Down here is what is called the Bear's Bathtub. On the other side, you can see Lake Josephine. We are about to finish passing Lake Josephine, and then we'll continue on along the side of Swift Current Lake. We're feeling good, or maybe not, but we're still walking, so that's good. All right, we're on the trail in between Lake Josephine and Swift Current Lake on our descent back down to Swift Current Lake. To the left, there is the boat dock down at the end of that trail. And then as we make our way around here, you should be able to see the Many Glacier Hotel, which is a beautiful spot on the other end of the lake down there. Got a good shot of one of the Glacier Boat Company boats coming across. And that is a fantastic way if you have a little extra cash. You want to do the hike, but you want to shorten it a little bit. You can take the boat company, get a reservation, take the boat ride across Swift Current, do the short walk between Swift Current and Josephine, get on another boat at the end of Josephine, take it to the far end, and that cuts off a considerable distance on your hike where you can get down there, go to Grinnell Lake, go to Hidden Falls, and then make your way back to the boat and ride it on back. A good way to knock out a couple of really cool hikes without quite as much mileage as what we're putting in today.
So I rolled the video here as we're crossing back across this bridge to take in this gentleman down by the water. So it is perfectly okay to open carry in Glacier National Park, although the law states that you are not allowed to discharge your firearm in the national park.
It is a welcome sign that we have crossed that bridge. It means we're very close back to the trailhead. This is kind of interesting. These rocks have been moved by bear, most likely. They like to find what is underneath those rocks. They enjoy eating that. So you can see it here as well. I would not want to be on this trail when that bear is down here finding food, but it's kind of interesting. So we left this trailhead about 2:30, and we are arriving back now at 5:45, so about 3 hours and 15 minutes. Now we have to walk back to the RV. So we were at the campground. We walked here along Swift Current Lake, along Lake Josephine, around the backside, up to Grinnell Lake, up to Hidden Falls, back down, then made our way back down. We're here and we need to get to here. All right, so it says trailhead elevation 4,895, and then you can see there to Grinnell Lake, 3.6 miles one way. Destination elevation 4,921 feet. Elevation gain 351. Elevation loss 325. And this is the beautiful view on the way back to the campground. Not quite the same as the mountains and the glaciers and the pretty lakes, but we do have one nice mountain down there, way down in front of us, with some snowfields on it. We'll all be glad to be back. Here's what happens to your hands on a hike of this nature. They begin to swell. All right, so Claire rushed back. She had to get to the RV and use the restroom. But here's a recap of our hike from the RV back to the RV.
3 hours, 41 minutes, 47 seconds, 8.01 miles.
If you're following along with our videos, this was my third hike of the day.
And here's a recap of day one of hiking in Glacier National Park. For me, 13.58 miles, 31,722 steps, 1,630 calories. Sure feels like a lot more than that, but that's okay.